Hello students, welcome to our session. Today we are taking our chapter number 1, Nutrition in Plants. We have already talked about this chapter also in our previous lessons. In our this lesson, we will talk about the first importance of nutrients. But first we recap our last session. In our last sessions, we discussed about the nutrition in plants. We can get different types of nutrients from plants also. Plants are also sources of our food. And using these type of food, we can also get nutrients from the food and become our body healthy. Then after we have discussed about the different types of nutrition in plants. Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, the plants which they make food by their own self, these types of plants called autotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, you can see the photosynthesis process, because in autotrophic plants they make their food by their own self using the process as we know as photosynthesis. And then after we have other type, heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Let's first discuss about the importance of photosynthesis. We all know about the photosynthesis because we have learned about this process in our previous classes also. So photosynthesis, this process always done by the plants to make their food. Okay, always plants make their food by the using different types of components. For example, water, sunlight, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. All types of plants cannot make their food by their own self. On the plants which they have chlorophyll, then their type of plant can make photosynthesis and make their food. For example, chlorophyll. We can see all plants, some types of plants remain, but also some plants have green in color. This green in color is because of chlorophyll. So plants which make photosynthesis and using this process, they make their food and store their food in their different parts of the plants. Now, importance of photosynthesis. How in photosynthesis is useful to human being and also other types of animals. Yes, photosynthesis is also useful to human being and different types of animals which live on earth, because in photosynthesis you can see plants using carbon dioxide. They take in carbon dioxide and take out oxygen. Oxygen will be used by the human being and animals in their breathing system, because we want oxygen. And how we get oxygen from the plants? By using the process photosynthesis. If plants stop doing this process, then how we can get oxygen? Without oxygen, human being and animal can die. So first necessary of photosynthesis to get oxygen. Because of photosynthesis, they take carbon dioxide and take out oxygen, which will be used by different types of animal. So we can get oxygen from this process. Then after, in this process, sunlight is also necessary. Suppose the sun cannot appear, then plants cannot do this process regularly. So sunlight is also necessary for this process. Like plants make their food and we will use this type of plants as our food, and we can get nutrients from the plants. So in many ways, photosynthesis which is done by plants, then after we can also get different benefits for our life. Then after, heterotrophic nutrition in plants. First, what is the meaning of heterotrophic? Then I have already said the heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Heterotrophic plants, that means the plants which cannot make their food by their own self. They have depended to other animals, other plants for their food because they have less amount of chlorophyll. They have no amount of chlorophyll. Because of this ability, they cannot do photosynthesis and they cannot make their food by their own self. So they have depend on other animals for their food. In heterotrophic nutrition, you can see we have 4 types of plants. First, parasitic plants, then after saprophytic plants, then after insectivorous or carnivorous plants, and then after symbiotic plants. We have different 4 types of plants available in heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Now first, parasitic plants. What is the meaning of parasitic plants? That means the non-green plants which live on other living organism and obtain their food from them are called parasitic plants. Parasitic plants, that means the non-green plants, the plants which are not in green color, the non-green plants which live on other living organism and obtain their food from them, obtain their food from the other organism on which they live. They are called parasitic plants. They have host plant. That means because the parasitic plants live on other living organism, they want support to live, and the plant on which they live, they are called the host of their plant. For example, like Cuscuta. In Cuscuta, we can see they always live on other plant, other organism. They always want to support live and they always depend on other for their food. So they called parasitic plants. They have a special structure called haustoria. They have a special structure haustoria. Using this feature, they can get food from their host. So they have a special structure called haustoria. Then after, second type of heterotrophic plants are saprophytic plants. In saprophytic plants, you can say the plants which live and feed on dead and decaying organic matter are called. In this type, in our second type, which is our second, saprophytic plants, they get their food from the dead and decaying organic matter. They always depend for their food on the decaying matter. These types of plants are called saprophytic plants. In these plants, they always get their food from the decaying matter. For example, in bacteria and fungi. In bacteria and fungi, we can see they get their food from the decaying part. If we, for example, if we keep our thing and remain at for a long time, then after we can see fungi on there. This is also an example of this type of plant. For example, mushroom. Mushroom is most of used as a food. Human beings use mushroom as their food. Mushroom is also this type of food which is depend on the decaying of another matter, because they have less amount of chlorophyll. They have not in green color, so they cannot do photosynthesis and make their food by on their self. So they depend on decaying and decaying organic to get food. For example, mushroom. For example, I said a mushroom always human being used as food, as their daily routine. But not all type of mushroom can edible. Only some type of which is in virgin color, they only use as a food. Okay. Then after, plants which eat animals, particularly insects, are called insectivorous or carnivorous plants. Our third type is insectivorous or carnivorous plants. Carnivorous. We have already know about the carnivorous. Carnivorous animals or plants which eat other insects or other animals are called carnivorous. In this type, they are also called insectivorous plants because this type of plant, some types of plants can make their food by photosynthesis, but some are not. So some plants which eat animals, particularly insects, they particularly eat insect. These plants are called insectivorous plants. For example, pitcher plant. In pitcher plant, their mouth is specially modified, like as a if a insect come in, then after they shut their mouth and eat insect, they have modified their mouth like that, so they can easily eat insects and get their food. But some types of in these plants also make photosynthesis, but if they cannot get sunlight or other components, then they can get food by eating insects also. Then after, our fourth type is symbiotic plants. In symbiotic plants, plants which live in association with other plants and share shelter and nutrients are. In this type, you can see plants which live in association with other plants and share their shelter and food as a nutrition. These types of plants are called symbiotic plants. In these plants, you can see they live too with other plants, and also they share their food and shelter to between their plants. This association between the different plants is called symbiotic association or relationship. That means the two plants which live together, they also share their shelter and also share their nutrients as food. Then these both plants also call the relationship between them. For example, in lichens we can see fungus provide to alga. Some fungus provide to alga some types of nutrients. Then after, alga also provides some type of food to fungus. So they are example of this type of plants. So they live first together, then after also they share their shelter and food to between each other. So they are the fungus and alga are the example of this type of plants. So in our this session, first we discussed about the importance of photosynthesis, how photosynthesis is useful to us, how we can get oxygen from photosynthesis. In our previous lesson, we also discussed about equation of the photosynthesis. Always the plant using carbon dioxide and they give us oxygen. We can give oxygen easily, and they maintain the balance between the oxygen and carbon dioxide on the earth. So because of the photosynthesis, we can get oxygen and they take carbon dioxide, so the balance maintained between the oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Then after, the autotrophic nutrition plants and heterotrophic nutrition plants, the plants which make their food by their own self, they are called autotrophic nutrition. And heterotrophic nutrition, that means they cannot make their food by their own self. They depend to other plants and other animals to get foods. Then after, we discussed about the different types of heterotrophic nutritions are available in our lesson. That parasitic plants, saprophytic plants, insectivorous plants also known as carnivorous plants, then after symbiotic plants, and then after the example of these types of plants and how they get food and how they live to each other and relation between two different parts. Some plants has also the host plants, how they get food, their host plants, and how they have relation between to shelter and food. They give to each other shelter and food also. Okay, we have also seen the examples of these types of plants.